Welcome, everyone. Kimberly here. Let me turn this off. All right. Welcome to Wisdom Wednesdays. I think that's what we're calling it. I'm here to give you an update on this exciting journey we've discovered, or I've discovered. When I say we, I often am just referring to my entourage and this Claustrum journey. And so I'm going to be giving a little bit of update on that. We've got a few people here in the house, and there's, um, I didn't announce this ahead of time, although it's just in my newsletter. So share this with a friend. Let them know we're here. We're going to answer questions. We can maybe take a deeper look into something you might be struggling with, and you're wondering, what the heck is it? So that would be a great thing to look at if you have questions around that. So let's see. Welcome, Louisiana and Phoenix. We have some new people here. Austin, great. Alabama, LA, is that Pennsylvania? Yes. Help if I put on my glasses. And aloha, Sandy from Hawaii. Well, awesome. So if you're new to me, I am Kimberly Sherry, Frequency Alchemist, helping you live in your highest light quotient so that we can all live long and prosper. The more light we have, that means the more information all of our cells, all of our body, more information it has on how to function. And so we are in the process. Humanity is stepping into, I'm sort of at the front of the wave and kind of letting you know where we are on this ascension journey. And for those who are waking up, we are on a new path of discovery as we step into more of our infinite intelligence. And FYI, if you have gotten my book, Access Your Ultimate Power, The Blueprint to Infinite Intelligence, that's what we're exploring here. It is available on Amazon. So this infinite intelligence enables us to remember our true nature. And so very recently, because as more and more things get revealed to me, I share it with you guys. And so one of the more recent discoveries was aligning to our oversoul. So for those of you who are not familiar with this term oversoul, it is the highest aspect of ourselves. And it's like we're this fractal, we're a projection of this higher part of ourselves. And this higher part has never been disconnected from source, has infinite intelligence, and knows exactly how the body should function, knows how prosperous and abundant we innately are. And so when we connect to this oversoul, we start remembering our true nature. And this is one of the things we're exploring in the 12-day program that just started. You're late for this one, but we just started on Monday. We do this every other month. And so this journey has been about exploring how we can align our oversoul with our money frequency. So money is a frequency that can be measured and calibrated. Of course, you're only going to create and manifest to the degree that your money, where the frequency of your money is. And so the money on the planet has been set by the quantum financial system. And that has set the overall energy on the planet for money at 500. So on my scale, 250 is low. It goes up to 250,000 before breaking through to infinity. So that's the infinity scale. So when the quantum financial system has their money set at 500, 500 is the same frequency that Dr. Hawkins talked about in the scale that he created. That's the vibration of love. But that's like, I love chocolate. And so we might love money, but it's that kind of like I love chocolate. So 500 is the frequency where you can make enough money and you can pay your bills, but you know there's a glass ceiling there. You know there's more available, but you can never reach it. You spend your lifetimes going in circles, working harder, trying to figure out how to get there. Some make it through just through sheer will, but the majority of people are set at this level of 500. So in these 2 weeks, these 12 days, this journey that a group of us are on right now, we're on a new exploration of how our money fits into this oversoul energy. So it's a fun exploration. Recently, we also discovered that connecting to our oversoul, when we have that energy anchored to our spine, that we no longer have to uh, worry about this AI infiltration. It seemed like every week we were pulling out cords, spells, curses. And so now there's no longer that infiltration. So what's left behind are the programs that have that AI. When I say AI, I'm referring to ancient interference. It's the dark energies that have been on the planet. Seems like forever, and they have they've programmed us with deeper ways of controlling us that we're discovering. So we're clearing more and more of these programs. And one of the deeper programs or energies that's being released now, or that we're discovering, are these black boxes. Today, I found them in a client's dream space. So that was quite fascinating. Um, so anyway, lots of new discoveries that are coming up. So before I talk about Claustrum, let me see if you guys have any questions, because as we're talking about this spine energy, I want to say a little bit about this Claustrum, which has been a whole new discovery. And I think we have Instagram on, although I can't quite tell. It's always better if you guys could just come over to YouTube and join us there. Then you can ask questions. Okay, Deborah, she wants to know, why do I have bullies at work or haters, and what can I do about this? Great question. So the really important thing to know about what's going on in our world is it is a reflection of the energies we are holding in here, and then those energies get projected out. So one of the first things that I would want to calibrate for or check for is the energy of being a victim. And for you, that's at about 50%. So you have some mindsets, programs potentially. Maybe you saw this through your family, and that was like, oh, well, that's how we operate. We just get victimized and people pick on us. Another thing that could be happening, Deborah, is that you have some unresolved past lives with these people. There is a female. I'll look at one of them. So there is a female, and you do have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 unresolved lifetimes with her. She has 3 with you. So that's likely what's getting stirred up so that you can work through these unresolved lifetimes. But I know of a much faster way of working through this, where you don't have to spend a whole lifetime trying to figure this out. You could just go to where these energies sit in your field, the unresolved lifetimes. And for you, it is mostly in your root chakra, a lot of fear. So likely these bullies seem to be very intimidating and affecting your heart, making you feel bad about yourself. So that's kind of how I see that playing out. So great question. Thanks for asking, Deborah. And it's from Indiana. Welcome. We also have Arkansas. Back up to L4. Oh, interesting. Okay, so Sandy's talking about Claustrum. So let me let you know I don't know where we were last week. I can't remember that far back. I just know where we are today. So, yesterday, I spent the whole day having the Claustrum. Well, let me back up for those of you who don't know about the Claustrum journey. So, I've had this on my vision board, not vision board, it's a big whiteboard, that I wanted to get more information about Claustrum. It's a part of our brain. And they say it takes this journey that it emits some kind of a fluid that goes down your spine and back up again, and it's supposed to take a whole month to do that. But if you look online, there's very little information about it, which instantly makes me want to know what are they hiding. And so I wanted to go on my own journey because the little bit of information that I found, I wanted to know, one, is it true? And what else is true? What else is possible? So this claustrum is a part of our brain that is like if our body is a temple, the claustrum is like the holy of holies. It's a very sacred place. A lot of people think that it relates to our consciousness, and um, so in my discovery so far about looking into this claustrum is that it actually it's not literally a fluid because this is this tissue. It's really more of tissue. It's not really even a gland. It's a bundle of nerves that imprint the spinal column, the spinal cord, but really more the fluid, the spinal fluid. And it imprints it with information, knowledge, on how the body's supposed to function. And so some people even think that this might be like the fountain of youth. So that also interested me. So I wanted to find out. Some people think that it's a 12-day journey from the claustrum all the way down and back up again. Others think it's a 21-day journey. So I wanted to find out. So I started to feel my energy field to find out where is it right now in myself. And I originally found it, I went down the backside, nothing there, started to come up the front and found it in the second chakra. So I started following it, and every day it would be a little different. It started moving up higher and higher and higher. It got back up to the sixth chakra, which it wasn't really in the sixth chakra. It was actually back in the claustrum. It rested there for 5 days, and then it started to come back down through the spine, down through the spinal column. So we started following this, and then the 12-day program, in the advanced part of this program, there's a foundational group, and then the advanced people have been helping me to follow this. And so one of the questions I was wondering too, because some people think that the way to find out when your journey starts is when the moon enters your sun sign. That's sort of correlated to me, but not quite. So then we started just checking to see where everybody else in the group was. And we were, except for 3 people, but they're now back on board, we're all in the same place, which to me is more exciting because then we can, to me, that's more like oneness, right? We can all create a more unified field. If we're all following where this claustrum journey is, we're all sort of on that same page. And my thoughts are that the more we can consciously work with how this claustrum is working in our energy field, then we can help to amplify how it's supposed to work. We can tune in to, oh, like, what is it doing now? Where is it? So today, well, yesterday, it spent all day going through the sacrum. Sacrum is actually one bone, or it's actually 5 bones that are fused into one. So went through all 5 of those sections yesterday. Today, it has spent all day in the coccyx or the tailbone. And for myself, now Sandy's saying it's starting to come back up, hers. Um, Mine is still in the coccyx, in the tailbone. So we're just right now just in the explorer stage. We're in the gathering information stage. So if some of you are conscious and aware of what's going on in your energy field, see if you can tell what's going on. See if you can tell where it is in your energy field. Or if you want to know, you can ask and say, where's my colostrum today? So that would be a great question to ask, because it helps me collect more data, more information, because I originally thought that everybody's on a different journey, but that's not necessarily the case. In fact, last week when we were on here, as we were measuring people, we discovered that people who were grounded and aligned with their oversoul, they were at the same place that I was, and everybody seemed to be there. People who were not grounded, who had no grounding cord, seemed to be a few vertebrae behind, maybe 3 or 4, 5 vertebrae behind. So it's an interesting exploration. So I love exploring, learning new things. And so um, hopefully you will be excited about this journey as well. All right, Shelley. All right, so Shelley's not feeling well. Let's take a peek. So as you all know, and if you don't, I'm not a doctor, but I can look at things energetically and I can let you know what's going on. We're not doing clearings here, but for many of you who are advanced, the information that I'm giving might be enough information for you to just clear it on your own. For those of you who do need more help, there's lots of options available. So Shelley says, I feel sick to my stomach, and I think it's a cord from a former mentor. I've had beautiful success in my business this week, and I feel he can sense it. Okay, let's see. 765. Yes, you do have something going on at your solar plexus. It is cords. It is not AI. And you're correct. It is this former person. There are about 5 of their cords there. And there's some fury in that. So let's just take a quick peek at the unresolved lifetimes that you have with him, Shelley. You have 5. He has 3. Yeah, in your root chakra, that's where the fear is. And some competition energy there as well. So, yeah, and when we're really powerful and strong empaths, I mean, that's how a lot of you healers work. We can really be affected when other people are courting to us. I know I often feel people courting to me, and usually the first sign or signal is that it's hard for me to take a deep breath all the way, or I might feel a little anxious in my stomach. And so then I'll check and go, oh, yep, there they are. Out of here. All right. Okay, I hope you feel better, Shelley. All right. Monique, what frequency is your colostrum? The frequency, I've not measured the frequency of the colostrum. Well, actually, I take that back. When I went through all the parts of my brain, I raised all the parts to 100% and then calibrated all the parts up to 350 millivolts, if that's what you're talking about. Let me see where mine is, my colostrum. Yeah, it's at 350. And yours, Monique, your colostrum. Right now, it's actually, I'm getting it's only at 15%, and the millivolts 3. So, yeah, that needs a little bit of help. I bought the bone density supplement. Okay, great. That'd be great to track your bones, which are also low. So great job. All right. Oh, what's your bone density? Okay. It's currently at 15%, which is very low. And it looks like you could initially take three of those. One, two, three. Looks like twice a day, and that should be rechecked. So you should learn a muscle test for this. So muscle test what I'm telling you, and you can calibrate yourself with that, doing that. Um, and then recheck it in about 5 days. You might need to lower the dose down to 2. So that would be my energetic suggestion. All right, great. All right, and G, I'm not sure who G is. Daughter can't seem to find a job, keeps getting rejected. Her confidence level is low. Yes, yes, yes. And so then that shows up, as someone who's not very confident about themselves, and kind of gets stacked up. And another thing too, G, is she has no grounding cord. So that is also going to affect her stability, her feeling confident. And so help her get grounded. And yeah, only 2 creative rings. So she's got this compression going on from this AI energy. Her oversoul also very low, only about 15% connected. So listening to the 20-minute meditation, that might be a good thing for her, so she can start getting back in her body. And let's see. Yeah, and then also she needs to raise her money frequency, which is also low. It's at 250. So if she were to get a job with a low money frequency, they're going to take advantage of her financially. They're going to pay her as little as possible, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, she's got a little bit of work before she can really attract what she wants. Because right now she's attracting where she's at, and it's not what she wants. Okay, best of luck with that. All right, Althea, can you check to see if I'm connected to my oversoul? 15%. I also just received my bone supplement. Well, great. I'm so glad that many of you took me up on that suggestion to get the bone supplement. It's from Nikan. I do have a link. I do have an affiliation with that. So, that's not why I'm promoting it. I promote it because that's the supplement I take when my bone density starts to drop. So I only promote and recommend products that either I personally use or something that vibrates at infinity. So that's the only reason I suggest things. So yeah, if you were to bring that, you're grounded, but if you were to bring that oversoul energy in, it's stopping right at your 6th chakra. So there's some beliefs in there, and you can use that oversoul energy to clear the fear in that 6th chakra. You have a fear of failure going on in there. So that would be a good start to start bringing in your oversoul. Thanks for asking, Althea. Let's see. Dana, what is mine at? So which part? We were measuring oversoul, I think, if you're asking about that, or claustrum. Let's check. Well, let's do them both then. How about that? Okay, so your oversoul, you're connected only about 15%. So here's and claustrum. Actually, your claustrum is at 100%. Where is it in the journey? It's also at the tailbone. Um, Let me just say something about the oversoul. 'Cause a lot of people think, well, I want mine at 100%. So the thing about the oversoul is that this is the highest representation of you. It is the most abundant, healthy, happy, joyful um, part of you. It's the part that is connected to source and knows how to operate and doesn't have all these filters, etc. If you're a long ways from that, if you connect to your oversoul 100%, you might have a lot of stuff that's going to come up that needs to get cleared so you can get aligned. Hopefully that makes sense. If there's a lot of stuff in the way, like if you're maybe at the beginning of your ascension journey, or you're just starting to look at all these things that are interfering with what you deeply desire, uh, there might be a lot of stuff that starts to shake loose, because when you're connected to this oversoul, it's going to tell you and show you all the things that you're not aligned with. And sometimes that can be overwhelming for people. So I just want to say that. Uh, and some people are just ready to jump in the fire. I don't care. I just want to get, you know, I want to be happy. I want to be prosperous. I want to, all the things. So just a word of caution, word to the wise. All right. Hopefully that answered your question, Dana. All right. Shelley, I had that happen to me too in the past. So I think, I'm talking about maybe a mentor connecting. Yeah, that can happen. Audrey, welcome back. I'm having trouble discerning where I'm supposed to spend the weekend. My three location options for the weekend are Eugene, Oregon, where I'm currently visiting, Asheville, North Carolina, which I guess is home, and South Florida, which is with your lover. All right. Well, let's calibrate these. So here's the thing. I don't decide anything for people. I'll calibrate, and then you'll see what you're aligned with, and then you can make your own decisions. So Eugene, Oregon vibrates at 500, so you'll like it. It'll be okay. Asheville, let's see, 100, 500,000. That's at about 150,000. So that's pretty good. And then that's not infinity, but okay, South Florida. Ooh, only 250. It seems like there might be some resistance there. So uh, I would say that there's probably something that you need to clear in order for the South Florida frequency to raise. Yes, in your root chakra, in the second layer, there's fear. Yeah. Fear of rejection, um, fear of being unlovable. So you can use that, you can clear these energies and then use it as an opportunity to, I mean, this is why we have partners, is so that we can sharpen our saw. When we rub up against each other energetically, all the stuff gets triggered, right? The stuff that we're not aligned with, the stuff that um, we're trying to work through. Maybe you have some unresolved past lives. Yes, getting a yes on that too. So there's a little bit of work there. So if you want to go to Florida, you have to do some work first before you can enjoy it. And Asheville, there's nothing really to clear there. So um, me personally, I would either just go to Asheville and enjoy yourself, or do some work before you go to Florida. That would be my suggestion. Okay, there's more. Seems silly perhaps, but I'm stuck here with travel changes and wondering if I'm supposed to be here or in Oregon. Okay, so now you know my thoughts on the matter. Okay. Mariah, hello. I've been taking a calcium supplement and I'm wondering if it's working. Can you please tell me what my percentage is? All right, so I'll tell you a couple things. One, let's see where your bones are at. Your bones are at 100%, so you don't need to take that supplement anymore. It is a good supplement, so it looks like it has worked because that supplement vibes at infinity. So it is a good supplement, but you don't need to keep taking it, at least for now. So save your money, right? Keep calibrating your bone. So now you know where I've measured it at, and see if you can muscle test and get that same results. And then it's like biofeedback. You'll be training your own inner compass so that then you could calibrate this for yourself in the future. Thanks for asking, Mariah. All right, Patricia, I'm curious where my bone density is at. Getting a DEXA in October. Okay, I think that's a bone scan. Yeah, the thing with the medical industry is they usually recommend supplements that actually make it worse in the long run. So let's see where your bones are at. Yes, they are low, 15%. So of course I'm going to recommend what I recommended to these other people, and they are already starting to take the supplement. They haven't been taking it long enough to check in whether how it's working for them. Maybe they'll be back next week and we can let you know. But let me give you the link for this supplement. Hang on. Mhm. Okay, and okay, here it is. And so this is I am affiliated with this company, but I do recommend it. I think this is the only company that I am affiliated with that I give a recommendation for. So anyway, it is there in the chat. If you can click on it, great. And if by chance it doesn't work for you or some other thing, you can always email support@kimberlysherry.com and we'll send it to you. All right. Deborah wants to know what her claustrum is at. Also 15%. It's only 15%. Yeah, you need it. It comes down to about your heart, and then it stops. So there's a lot of heart energy there you're working on. But in order to raise it, so I'll tell you guys this. For those of you who your claustrum is low, this is part of the AI ancient interference programming to keep just another part of our body diminished so that it doesn't work properly, and all part of the aging process. So if you were to go to your root chakra at the second layer, that's where the AI has this program installed. So you can, with your imagination and your infinite intelligence, raise the frequency there with that intention and clear that energy, which will raise the claustrum to 100%. And then, so that's really what number one, you need to raise your claustrum to 100% and then start bringing it through your field. But when you do, Deborah, you'll notice it stops at the heart because you're working some energies there. All right, great. Let's see what Anne has to say. I'm curious if I have maintained my oversoul connection from this morning and what claustrum level is. Okay, and oversoul, 100%. Yes, excellent. And your claustrum is only at 15%. So I would do what I just mentioned. Go to your root chakra, clear that AI program there. And you can bring this to our group too, our Telegram group, and ask what your claustrum level is after you clear that, and then we can check it. All right. Gigi, do I have unresolved lifetimes with my friend David? Yes, you do. Um, and I'll tell you a little bit about it. And then you can see, and I'm sort of doing this as well as a teaching opportunity to show how these unresolved lifetimes work. Because whenever we're having any kind of a crunchy kind of relationship or anything where, and this could be with a client, it could be a friend, it could be a neighbor, it could be anybody that we don't get along with, or there's something that's up, like we're triggered by them, that we usually have unresolved lifetimes. And as I look at this, you can tell me whether or not this is what's showing up in your lifetime, because people will spend an entire lifetime or part of a lifetime trying to clear this stuff. And you don't have to. You could just go to where it is still sitting in your field and just clear it. I have this one client. We've been clearing lots of different things, and she was just saying it's amazing how immediately she notices a difference. Like people who are just mean and crusty, and and now, like, they're opening the door for her, and, like, completely changed. So, all right, Gigi, let's take a look at David. So you have 5, and, David has 3. And so before I do this, I don't know, I think I haven't looked yet, but for some reason, I'm feel inclined to say this, that this is a public platform. When you ask a question, you're giving me permission to say what I'm gonna tell you. So, um, having said that, uh, FYI, I usually use discernment and discretion, but I don't know, sometimes we'll just see. Okay. So, let's see. You have, 5, he has 3. In your root chakra, 2nd layer, there's a lot of fear. It's a fear of not being able to do enough, a fear of, rejection, a fear of being unlovable as opposed to a fear of being loved. You don't have a fear of being loved, but you have a fear of being unlovable, which is different. It kind of sounds the same, but they're very different energies. When you feel unlovable or you have a fear of being unlovable, you feel like there's a part of you that's broken. Um, so there is that. Um, yeah, so there's that. The word betrayal is also coming up. So it looks like there was some betrayal in these past lives. So that kind of fear of that might show up from time to time. And then he has also in his root chakra, fury. That is also around the betrayal. So it looks like you betrayed him twice, and he betrayed you, says never. So take that into consideration when if you feel like, so I'll just say this was what happened to me in my relationship. So my ex-husband cheated on me. I was married for 25 years, but stuck in a relationship. And so he cheated on me for 23 of those 25 years. And so I, felt like the victim and, oh, he cheated, blah, 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 all of that, right? Until someone told me that in a past life, I had cheated on him. I had betrayed him. And I thought, oh, ouch, I did. Like, oh, I can't just be the victim anymore. I was not nice either. So just notice how that plays out for the two of you, and can let me know how accurate that feels. All right, Monique. I made an avatar for me and my daughter, Katie. Is there anything I can do with it to improve our relationship? Well, of course. That's the whole point of an avatar. So you're the way you work with an avatar, especially in a relationship, is you run energy through it the same way we run energy through our field. So, one, you're going to make sure that it's grounded, which it is. You're going to make sure that the earth energy, that there's no worry circle. So, the part that needs help is the heart part. So, it's not grounded and it's only 15% open. So there's some beliefs in your sixth chakra that are making you feel like it's not safe to be in that open, vulnerable heart. So that's part of what needs to be cleared. And so you would go to the avatar to clear that energy. So that's one thing. Also, in that root chakra, there's a lot of fear. Yeah, there's a lot of fear. Um, Fear of failure. So, like, maybe as a mom, feeling like you don't wanna fail as a mom, so you don't wanna feel like a failure. So, uh, so great. Keep working on it, Monique. Great job. All right, Shelley. My doctor recommended the supplement alpha lipoic acid to repair old nerve damage. Do you have any knowledge of, this supplement? Um, I I've heard of that more as something you put on your face. So, um, anyway, as a supplement for nerve damage, alpha lipoic acid vibes at 500. So you might like it. It won't damage you, but it's not really at a high frequency either. Let's see if there's anything for you to clear. There's really nothing to clear for that frequency to go higher. So, personally, I only like to take things that vibe at infinity. Uh, so, yeah, note to self, muscle test too. All right, Brooke, did I get rid of the dead people in my home? Yet. There's still 5 left. 5 dead people, Brooke. Yeah. Put them in an avatar and clear in the root chakra. They have fear. They have fear of the unknown, which is kind of interesting that dead people will fear the unknown. Some people have a fear, some dead people have a fear of dying. They don't even know they're dead. So, that's what I would clear, in that brook. Minus they're only vibrating at a -15, which is not super low, but it's not great either. So, yeah, they should exit stage left. Um Patricia, thank you for checking bones. I'll look into the supplement. I muscle tested and it's good for my body. Great. Well, I'm glad you know how to muscle test. That is imperative. Everybody should learn how to get their internal yes or no in some way, whether it's muscle testing, dowsing, just trusting that inner knowing, whatever, however it works for you. We should all know how to do that. Althea, I've been experiencing low back pain nightly, accompanied with sweat breakouts. I thought maybe it might be a premenopausal thing, but now I am curious if it is a frequency issue. Yes, and I'm wondering if you've just been noticing this in the last few days because that's where the Claustrum journey is. Um, But your claustrum is actually 7, 6 more around your heart chakra, a little bit above your heart chakra, so that would be different. But you're also not grounded, Althea. That is, super important. Uh, so otherwise, everything in your field gets backed up. There's no place for it to go. So that back pain, usually low back pain, is the result of energetically not feeling supported. So maybe you're carrying some heavy loads and uh, feeling like a little bit alone, having to do it all yourself. So that's what usually lower back pain is about. Um, let's see what else. You also have some cording there. Person. There's 5 energy cords right. It's kind of like right at the top of your sacrum. Mm, 5. It's a female. Did we talk about you with the daughter? I can't. I have a hard, not the best memory, but um, it seems like maybe a daughter in your lower back. So take her out of there. Um, whoever is courting, there's a lot of angry energy in there. So that could be that could definitely cause you to break out in a sweat if you're a big empath. All right. In love with me. Hi, Kimberly. Could you please tell me what level is my claustrum? Um, also only at 15%. So if you were tuned in a little earlier, I mentioned how you can raise that part of your energy field, the claustrum first. So it might be good to go back and listen to this again, and um, so that you can know where to clear the program, the AI program that brings the claustrum down. Hint, it's in your root chakra. Um, yeah, and then your mhm. Yeah, it's only at 15%, and yeah, I don't know. Went somewhere there. Okay, go. You'll need to raise that. All right, Dana. RPD, yes, please. I don't know what that means. Dana, since connecting to my oversoul, I have been dreaming about my past. Do you know if that connecting to your oversoul has anything to do with that? It could very well be. I haven't heard of this because this is a new exploration. But your oversoul, we have Akashic records that know all about our past, our future, etc., everything. So the oversoul is going to know that as well. And so this might be a great way that you're connecting to this oversoul as it's communicating with you and letting you know, helping you remember. That's what our oversoul is really doing, helping us to remember our our divine blueprint, our divine intelligence. Yeah, so cool. Thanks for sharing that, Dana. All right, Susan, I have an ultrasound tomorrow on a breast. I am trying to not be fearful. Well, of course, I would also be trying to not be afraid because you're obviously going because there's might be something there that they need to look at, right? Um, let's see. Yeah, there's a lot of energy in the breast, so I'm not gonna do any kind of a, um, like, measuring, um, things that can make you more fearful, but there's a lot of energy here. A lot there's fear actually in the breasts, both breasts. Mm, and a fury and some AI cording. So here's what I would do, Susan. I would first of all get grounded. So you've got a place to release all of this fear and stuff that's going on. Yeah, and because that's numero uno to no matter what's going on, you need a place to release all this stuff. So that's number one. Number two, I would also go to your sixth chakra where AI has implanted some cords, about 20. Take those out because those are trying to keep the fearful thoughts in your plate, in your mind, right? Because they know that what we think about the most often for the longest duration with the greatest intensity is how we create our world. So if we're focused on a bad disease or the worst case scenario, and that we're like obsessed with that, then it's easy to create that. So it's it's happening partially because of AI being plugged into your sixth chakra and feeding the fearful thoughts. So the thoughts are not even yours. So pull them out of your sixth chakra and out of your root chakra. They've got about 50 cords there. And so they love messing with our root chakra because they know that's what creates stability for us. If they can keep fear there, it affects all the chakras above it. So you may want to do some energy work with this, and doing a private session would really be helpful, I believe. So best of luck with that tomorrow. Let's see, Gigi. I was married for 20 years to a husband who cheated many times, and David is the only friend for me to lean on. But I knew we were connected somehow, but didn't know how. Okay, good. Excellent. Monique. Let's see, where are we? This at the end of the line. Okay, great. I cleared my root. Is my claustrum? Ask that in we're not really doing clearings here. I'm just letting you know what's going on. So, um, so that would actually be a good thing to ask um, in the Telegram group, because that's where we're doing that work. All right. All right. I'm glad you're enjoying Wednesday Wisdom, or Wisdom Wednesday, or whatever we're calling this, and the daily abundance sessions. Yes. You're welcome, Susan. And best of luck on all of that. So, yeah, so we are here every Wednesday now, giving you a little insight, a little input into what's actually going on in your world energetically, and to, give you some updates about what's going on the planet energetically. It feels like, a little bit in the eye of the storm, right? It kind of feels like, when is the shoe going to drop? When is that false alien flag going to drop? It feels like that's probably one of the next big things up. They keep, feeding a little bits of information. Oh, now that thing is out there and it's coming closer, that mothership or whatever it is. So, they've been programming humanity since, yeah, forever, 50s, um, to be afraid of aliens and, space people. And, what most of us don't realize, or most people don't realize, is that they're already here. They're here. They're among us. They're shapeshifters. There's many of them that just look human, and they're not here to harm us. They could have and coulda, woulda, shoulda done that a long time ago if that's what their intentions are. So, note to self, if there is an alien invasion that harms humanity, just know it's not the aliens. It's the same people that brought you 9/11, the pandemic, at all the stuff. So that they just need to create another emergency reason for emergencies, so they can do all their emergency measures. They're kind of desperate because they know they've already lost. And so everything you're seeing now are just optics. It's the optics to keep people afraid, distracted, and keeping this occupied so that you're not dreaming, you're not creating what you desire. You're focused on all the distractions, and all the ways that they're keeping us divided. So don't watch the news. And I saw something the other day. Some ladies talking, oh, we're moving out of the United States. We're going to go, wherever they were going. And I thought, wow, wherever you go, there you are. And so Um, they've fallen into they've taken the bait, and they have um, fallen into the fear trap. And that's what happens when you watch the news. That's what it's designed to do, is to keep you afraid, distracted, divided. So yeah, exit stage left from the news, and which also means using caution on all of these other platforms where it's just real easy to, keep scrolling and scrolling. So um, use your discernment, read a book, get out in nature, listen to music, and just dance. That's a great way to get away from all this stuff. Anyway, until we meet again, whether it's on our program, so some of you who are in our program are here tonight, so thank you for your support. Otherwise, we'll see all of you next Wednesday. And while I'm thinking of it, I forget our next luminary activation for those of you who want a little help and support, but don't want to commit to anything too big. It's a great way to get a taste of what I do. It's an hour-long activation. We do it on the first Thursday of every month. And this month is all about abundance. So, abundance and prosperity. So, you might want to join us for that. You can always go to my website, which is kimberlysherry.com, and join us there. The information is on the website. Let me just, in case you're wondering. Yeah, you can find it on the website, next luminary activation. All right, sending much love your direction, and until we meet again, namaste. Blessings.